It is officially time to separate the men from the boys. Cryptocurrency is in an all-out bull run. The Bitcoin halving is less than a year away, and I found some extremely undervalued, monumental potential 100x altcoins, and I'm not just saying 100x. I believe this coin could actually turn $1,000 into $100,000. This is the deepest research video on altcoins I have ever made in the existence of my entire channel and anything I have ever done in crypto. And I've been in this market for 8 years. This isn't an interruption of your motivational speech with another motivational speech. I genuinely believe that cryptocurrency is by far the greatest asset class in human existence. I'm going to prove numbers on this video that you have never seen anywhere else on the internet. There's no other industry, there's no other opportunity. It even outcompetes some scams. Yes, there's scams that offer turning $1,000 to $10,000, and as soon as you send them the money, they just take your money and run and don't tell you anything about it. Cryptocurrency can actually give you a significant return like the numbers I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I want to reinstate it, and I put my entire credibility on the line. Now, the reason why I'm so aggressive with this is because of the simple fact that I've done it. I've done it multiple times. So this is Alex commentating on the last motivational speech, and I realized that I didn't even go hard enough. I was not aggressive enough in explaining to you that this is going to be the greatest money-making video in the history of all internet videos. And I'm making that claim because cryptocurrency is the greatest financial opportunity in the entire planet, by far. All right, let's keep watching. So I don't think it's possible that I can get everything done in one video. This is going to be split up from 3 to 5 videos. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the post notification bell. I'm going to provide a case for this altcoin. And I want to be clear with you, a bullish case. A bullish case. I am not bearish. I want to be clear. I put half of my entire stack, 50% of everything I have in cryptocurrency, into this coin. So I put my money where my mouth is. Now, if you want to get these buy calls before anybody else, CoinPix Inner Circle, because I put 50% of my portfolio in the market, is currently 50% off. When this video series is officially over, I am going to end that discount. That discount is ridiculous. That's thousands of dollars worth of savings. And I do want to sound the alarm as aggressively as I possibly can. We are not in a bear market, no matter what the macro conditions say, no matter what your favorite influencer says. I personally believe without a shadow of a doubt that we are in a full-on bull market, and I have the greatest proof. There's a lot of proof on both sides, pros and cons. I have the greatest proof of why I believe we are in a bull market, and it's coming from the tippy top of all financial markets, the Federal Reserve, the most manipulative entity on planet Earth. I believe they control the entire monetary system, including the monetary systems all over the world. And I believe they are posturing for a bull run, which will directly affect the cryptocurrency that I am talking about, which could 100x in a very short period of time compared to anything else that does 100x's. If you had a chart and there's a whole bunch of things that did 100x, this would be 10 times faster than all of them, because we know cryptocurrency is the most innovative market in the world. It will be seeping into pretty much every single industry, not just finance, but art and gold and commodities, the internet infrastructure. Cryptocurrency is going to be a part of the internet. It is the next level of the internet. So being that we're in this new market, I have scientific evidence that being in a new emerging market actually gives you a strategic advantage as a business person and investor. Everything will be broken down in extreme detail, very slow. You'll be able to take notes, and it's going to be a 3 to 5 video series depending on how long this video takes. And again, this video is sponsored by CoinPix Inner Circle. If you want all of my buy and sell calls, if you want a group of 7- and 8-figure earners, as well as direct access to me, live Q&As, hidden videos that you won't get on the internet, and my entire digital course that I've been battle testing for the past 4 years, as well as 480 testimonials that you could literally see on the website, hundreds of people that have benefited from this. Guys, head on over to coinpixinnercircle.com. I'll leave the link in the pinned comment below as well as the description. Let's jump into the video. 100x cryptos with monumental potential. Turn 1,000 into 100K ASAP. I am going to prove all of these claims. I'm going to say it again. All of these claims in the title, it is not clickbait. I will prove it. This video could be 5 videos long. I put 1 out of 3. We'll try to get it done in 3, but take notes, take notes, take notes. And also, if you do have some notes, tag me on Instagram. I am posting individual content on Instagram. You can search me up, Alexander on Crypto. The links are also in the description below. Follow me on all social medias if you haven't already. Money is something that everybody wants. Not because, hopefully, you worship it, but because it grants us freedom. We have the ability to do things. We have choices. It gives us, in some cases, confidence to be able to do things that we wouldn't do otherwise. For many, it sits at the top of their priorities, with most of their lives on the pursuit of it. You spend 1/3 of your life acquiring wealth and working a job. Think about it. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping, and another 1/3 of your life is spent literally at a job. So this is at the forefront of a lot of people's lives. And when I say something like $1,000 to $100,000 in a short period of time, this is significant. It's substantial. So I want you to pay attention for real. Take notes on what I'm saying and back up everything I say with your own research. This is not financial advice, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be hard to disprove some of the things I said in this actual presentation. It's going to be very difficult. Also, in CoinPix Inner Circle, you'll actually receive this 240 slide presentation so that you can comb through it and all that stuff. I always give my resources to CoinPix Inner Circle so you can get that there. People tend to rely on money too much. See, the love of money is evil, but money itself is not inherently evil. It's simply a tool that enables us to grow and help others grow if used correctly. When I'm talking about these things, when I'm talking about turning $1,000 into $100,000 in these crazy numbers, and by the way, I've seen these numbers before. I've showed proof of me 127xing my money, which is even more than turning $1,000 into $100,000 on my YouTube channel. But when I'm talking about these things, do not, I repeat, do not get obsessed. I want to say that very clearly. A lot of times people get obsessed with the cryptocurrency market, and it basically makes them a druggie to crypto. They wake up and the cryptocurrency is their happiness or their sadness. If the market's down, they get sad. If the market's up, they get happy. That's literally people's lives. It's like a drug to them. And I want to warn you that you will see profit, especially in this market. Most people win in this market and they see profit. Now, winning, I mean, they're going to see a good number. You're going to see their actual account go up. Now, if they actually take profit or not, that's on them. Some people get greedy. But what I'm saying here is that it's simply a tool. Crypto is simply a tool. If you allow it to be more than a tool, then you will get wrecked. You will lose money. You'll get overly emotional. And it's going to be very difficult for you to make money in this market. Think about it. It's the most volatile asset class in the world. It's the wild, wild west of finance. These guys have algorithms and computers that are literally pointed at unsuspecting victims. So I yield and say, hey, if you're new to cryptocurrency and you're watching this video, please take it more serious than anything else. Because remember, you're spending 1/3 of your life working for money. Take it like a college experience. Don't take it like I'm just going to watch this video and dump my entire net worth into crypto, which, by the way, towards the end of the video, we'll actually be talking about strategy as well, exactly how you should be investing. So I'm going to release the altcoin as well as the entire strategy because I don't feel right making a video without actually releasing how I bought it. You don't just go all in on coins, okay? You just don't go to your bank account and pull out a random $500 and throw it in. You have to have strategy. You have to know what's going to go down when it goes down. So when it goes not your way, you have to know how to offset that risk, and it's called risk management, and we'll be talking about it in this video, of course. Bold statement: cryptocurrency is the most efficient way to accumulate substantial wealth in terms of effort invested. So if we took every industry, in my personal opinion, in the world, and I'm going to prove this with scientific evidence, if we take every industry, I don't care what you guys are doing. I like affiliate marketing. There's nothing wrong with multiple streams of income, but if you took affiliate marketing, if you took drop shipping, if you took the side hustles, whatever you see on the internet, I'm willing to bet, and I'll bet anybody else on the internet, I don't care who it is, cryptocurrency will make you way more money for your time invested. Meaning, if you spend 1 hour, you will get exponentially more out of the crypto market than any other market in the world. And this is important because, of course, time is money, and there's so many things going on nowadays that you have to be very, very wise with your time. And again, I've used this to get rich 2 separate times in 2 separate cycles. So it's not like I'm doing something new. It's not like I'm a beginner. I am a veteran cryptocurrency expert, and I've watched people with little to no experience, probably spending less than 40 hours in the crypto market, turning $10,000 into $200,000, $130,000 in 7 days. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. I know people that do this. So what I'm saying to you is I'm going to prove this with scientific evidence. I told you that at the beginning of this video, I will prove and back up everything I say with significant research. But the time versus the value, that ratio, cryptocurrency wins. It's not even close either. It's not even close. And it's primarily because of this right here. It's called the first mover advantage. Cryptocurrency has an amplifier effect. You make way more money off of crypto because it is a first mover advantage. You are first to this market. This market is puny. It's so small because if you look at other markets in comparison, financial asset classes across the world, which we'll actually look into, and I'll show you, it's puny. Crypto is so puny, but look at how far it's gotten. Look at how many people know about it. Look at how many people it's reached. We have whole stadiums and whole football stadiums named after cryptocurrencies, and it's still, in some cases, less than 1% of other global financial asset classes. So you are a first mover. If you take advantage of this video, if you take advantage of your investments into cryptocurrency, you are a first mover and you get that amplifier benefit from the first mover advantage. And this is why 1 hour of effort in cryptocurrency goes way further than an hour of effort other places. Now, if we look at a scientific peer-reviewed research paper and we looked at first mover advantages in mobile telecommunications, right? Looking at basically countries and mobile telecommunication networks, which are very similar to cryptocurrencies, and I'll show you why they're similar, you could see that the evidence points very clearly to the fact that the first mover advantage does exist. This paper analyzes whether pioneer mobile operators that first entered a country's market have advantages over later follower entrants. Now, this is not a small study. It uses monthly data from 90 followers in 33 countries from the years 1990 to 2008 to estimate a mathematical model predicting the market share and the growth. The results show that market growth after entry makes it harder for followers to gain share, suggesting pioneers have an advantage in attracting new customers. If you're investing in these cryptocurrencies before anyone else, then you're literally pivoting yourself. You don't have to own a company to get this first mover advantage. You could just invest with the companies that have the first mover advantage. And the beauty of this is that if you're in the stock market and there's somebody that's trying to get a first mover advantage, likely they wouldn't be a public company. It would be impossible to invest in a startup most of the time, not all the time. It would be almost impossible to invest in a company with the first mover advantage. You would not be able to invest in any of these mobile telecommunications in 90% of the situations. But with cryptocurrency, you can invest from anywhere in the world with any dollar amount. You can invest with 10 pennies, 20 pennies, $10. It doesn't matter. That is the beauty of cryptocurrency and financial freedom. The freedom to finance, the freedom to bank. That is the beauty of cryptocurrency technology. There seems to be an optimal time for followers to enter when overall mobile phone usage reaches a medium level in a country. More competitors in the market makes it harder for followers to gain share. High market concentration helps followers achieve a higher long-term share but slows their short-term growth. High market concentration helps followers achieve a higher long-term share, but slows their short-term growth. The findings strongly indicate first mover advantages exist, with pioneers benefiting from their ability to rapidly gain subscribers as the market grows. This supports asymmetric regulations for pioneers versus followers and suggests governments should issue additional licenses after penetration reaches moderate levels. So what they're basically saying is that if you have a first mover advantage company, you have advantages in all different types of ways, not just the people that follow and your user base, but also the fact that you might get more regulatory clarity, you might get more patents, you might get more licenses to do certain things. And we see this in cryptocurrency, guys. We see it in cryptocurrency. So if you're investing in cryptos, you have this first mover advantage, but you're like, oh, Alex, this is mobile telecommunications. Well, they're very, very similar. If anything, cryptocurrency is way bigger than mobile telecommunications, okay? Here are some similarities between a mobile network and a cryptocurrency system. Both involve a network infrastructure to facilitate transactions and communications between participants. There's also blockchains that will actually communicate, not just transactions, but actual like messages. Like we see that all over cryptocurrencies. Now, the difference is that cellular networks have MNOs and cryptocurrencies have blockchain networks, which if you know, you should watch my older videos, or if you want to invest in CoinPix Inner Circle, I go from beginner to expert, explain everything behind blockchain. You would know that blockchain technology is superior than any other network structure, in my opinion, when it comes to privacy and a lot of things, decentralization. They require substantial initial infrastructure investments and ongoing operating costs through cryptocurrencies, though cryptocurrencies are decentralized. MNOs build cell towers, cryptocurrencies rely on miners or POS holders, so both are very expensive. Spectrum is allocated by governments to operators and mobile networks, while transaction validation is allocated in a decentralized way by the programmed cryptocurrency protocol rules. It's basically the same thing, but better with cryptocurrencies in the fact that governments are allocating operators. In a cryptocurrency networks, validators that confirm transactions are actually selected by the protocol most of the time in a decentralized way. There's other protocols that are not as decentralized. This might be crazy mumbo jumbo. Stay with me for people that are beginners, but essentially the way that the networks run are very similar. They both allow pseudo-anonymous participation. Mobile phone users have SIM cards and numbers not tied to their identity. Cryptocurrency owners have wallet addresses and public keys. They track account balances. They meter usage and asset fees based on consumption. So there's different types of ways that you can actually charge someone more for a mobile phone. And it's the same thing for a cryptocurrency wallet. If you're doing a certain amount of transactions, you will be charged more. They are subject to regulations. And also mobile networks and cryptocurrencies exhibit, this is the most important in my personal opinion, they exhibit network effects because wider adoption and participation increases the value and utility to existing users based on expanding opportunities for exchange within a network. The value stems from the size of the total network, both adopting advancing technologies like 5G or smart contract platforms. So this is, in my personal opinion, the most important part. The network effects element of cryptocurrencies and mobile networks proves my point. They are both essentially fueled by the network effect. So for example, if you have an Xbox and you have a network of friends that all have Xboxes, and there's a new friend that comes and he wants to buy a gaming system, chances are he's going to buy an Xbox because his friends all have Xboxes. This is what a network effect is. People essentially have a network and they all, recommend products to each other and they all get the same thing. So this element right there is what drives cryptocurrency adoption as well as mobile telecommunication companies. And this is all you need because as you can see right there, this is the value. This is the value. This is what captured the actual money. This is what captures the users, the value, which we know that the value captured in cryptocurrency altcoins increases the price. So for similarity, for comparison and all that, all we care about is price increase. We want to make money, right? We want to make money, and the network effects of cryptocurrencies and mobile networks are pretty much identical. And I would say cryptocurrencies are way better at capturing value with network effects. And that's my point proved there. They're very similar. So I think it's productive to look at the research paper as evidence. So if we look at the conclusion of everything, pioneers gain larger subscriber base early when there are few or no competitors. We are in that stage right now in crypto, and I'll show you why. I'll show you the competition. You might think this market is big, but I'm gonna show you the competition. This gives them economies of scale and learning curve advantages in terms of cost. So first mover advantage, if you're investing in a first mover advantage company, there's all types of benefits, as you can see there. Pioneers build brand recognition and customer loyalty before followers enter. This gives them an edge in attracting first-time subscribers with network effects, right? When the market is growing rapidly, after followers enter, pioneers attract most of the new customers. This entrenches their lead. There's just benefits all over to a first mover advantage. I think I made that point pretty clear. You get into a market early, you win the market share, you start making money in a significant way, and you get these benefits that otherwise you would not get as someone that's competing with an already established market. Investing in crypto is like being able to invest in these advantages, right? You don't need to make a crypto business, although I believe that's smart. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating a crypto business, but you don't need to create a business. You can invest. You can invest. I would never stray you away from making a business though. We will be talking about business videos on this channel. We talk about it all the time, cash flow videos. So definitely subscribe to the channel, right? We can invest in these advantages, and this is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind right here. If you look at just the stock market, which if you know anything about crypto, and I'm breaking it down for you, cryptocurrencies are not just investment vehicles. They're not even close. There's this actual coin that just came out. I forgot the name of it. It's like a social network. They're just not just investment vehicles. They're not stocks. They're not even close to stocks. But if we compared it to stocks, which is 108 trillion in assets, the world crypto market is only 1.17 trillion. So we're talking about crypto being only 1.08 of the global stock market. And cryptocurrencies capture way more than what stocks capture in liquidity. It's crazy. Cryptocurrency is so small, and I've been trying to tell you guys this for so long. Imagine being in this cycle that you've known for the past 10 years, where every 4 years you make a whole bunch of money off of this hack in the system called the Bitcoin halving and the cryptocurrency increasing, right? The cryptocurrency bull market. I did it 2 separate times. And every time I do it, I make more money. The first cycle, I made a certain amount of money. The second cycle, I made multiple millions, right? And then I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, cryptocurrency has to be big. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, it's not big. It's so small. Crypto is so small. It's only 1.08 of the stock market. Of only the stock market. This does not include the value for gold in the world all around, which is 11 trillion more on top of that. And people say Bitcoin's supposed to be gold. It's supposed to be digital gold. This does not include the art market, which is NFTs. NFTs capture the art side of things, and not just the art. It's the gaming. There's so much. It's not just the art. I'm telling you right now, it's not just the art. And we're talking about another 67.8 billion. Long story short, blockchain captures all value on the internet, basically. It's the internet. It's the internet. It's like if you can tokenize the internet, that is what crypto is. If you can invest in a new internet, that is what crypto is. So anything that can be digitized can be captured by crypto, not just stocks, but everything. And that's the beauty of being in a new emerging market that captures everything and is the most innovative industry in the world. Like, just think about what I'm saying here, right? And remember, they're not just investment vehicles. They're social networks. They're social networks. There are a whole bunch of people agreeing on this one thing, which is a token. And they agree with their words. Sometimes they make campaigns and they make marketing campaigns, but they also agree with their investment. So let's say hypothetically, you want to agree on Altcoin. Let's call it mustache token, right? And you buy mustache token. That is you essentially agreeing that mustache token is something you want to own. So cryptocurrencies are essentially social networks. They're social networks of people that are all agreeing on the same thing. That because there's so much unlimited use case for cryptocurrencies. Not only does it capture monetary value, but it also human labor value and a communication value. So I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, okay? But what I'm trying to explain to you is that crypto is way bigger than an investment vehicle. It's monumental. It's limitless. It's limitless. The structure behind cryptocurrency is going to be adopted in so many different industries. It's unbelievable. And here's me proving that to you right now. There's something called a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. DAOs are a form of organization that is governed by smart contracts on the blockchain, such as Ethereum. Unlike traditional companies, which have a centralized management structure, a DAO operates in full transparency in an automated way without the need for central authority. So not only is it capturing all this value, not only are we in a first mover advantage market, but also the thing is actually innovative. The thing is like crypto's actually changing the world for the better. So right now you go to a company and you have the owner, the CEO, and these guys are hand selected, right? And there's just kind of like this hierarchy infrastructure. With decentralized autonomous organizations, you can have a company or an organization and no one even knows who you are. And they just solely judge you off of your work. Did you produce the work? Okay, you get paid out in a token and it's all automatic. Meaning we could have somebody in India that's 14 years old that just happens to be a genius that's coding on the blockchain and making $100,000 a year just because he's providing the work that he's supposed to provide, right? Now we see wealth going into third world countries and innovation happening in other parts of the world that are not spoiled. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. America's pretty spoiled, right? If we go to other parts of the world, they're hungry. And they can get paid like us now. And you don't have to know who they are. They can just be a random person, anonymous, and get paid $100K a year. And if they put their face out there, they get paid $20K a year because the person that's trying to pay them knows that they're in India and they take advantage. That's what's going to happen is people are getting incentivized for the actual work ethic that they produce. That is what you call efficiency, and it's all automated without anyone monitoring it. You know, there's companies that will literally look at a business structure. It will create the structure for you and also enforce the structure in the company. Lawyers, all of these inefficiencies out the window, all moderated and automated by code. It's ridiculous, right? It's decentralized, it's autonomous, and it's organized, right? And it's crazy, but I'm going to dive into it in more detail. But basically in a DAO, you essentially hold the tokens and you can vote on the changes of the protocol. So you could vote, for example, if you're like the 14-year-old Indian guy, right? You could be like, oh, I want to change the security of the network, right? And then you could put it out there and put money on it with your vote. Your vote is your money. You will dedicate your money. They don't take the money, but you allocate it to the system. They give you the money back, but you allocate it. And there's a whole bunch of other people that agree on the same thing, and they all allocate their money to it, and the vote passes. And then in the actual document, the proposal, you can put who's going to actually code it, and you can put yourself as the coder. It's proposals. It's ridiculous the way that decentralized autonomous organizations are working. Now, if we look at, for example, the United States government and compare it, it's insane. The world we're living in right now. The world we're living in right now it's just we're in the future. This is the future. There's nothing else that's more innovative. It's going to disrupt every industry in the world, right? So right now, what do we have in the United States? We have the democratic process, right? Both systems have elements of a democratic process. In the US system, citizens vote for representatives. Do those votes actually go through the system? I don't know. There's a lot of fake voting out there. There's a lot of inefficiencies in the voting system that will be solved by blockchain technology. I've always said I'll vote. I don't know if I want to say this on the internet, but I've said it before, so I'll say it again. I'll vote when the blockchain is used for voting, because then I know my vote is there. I can go on the blockchain, look and see where my vote is at. And I could also look and see what everybody else's vote is without knowing their identity. So I could technically tally up the vote myself without having a third-party entity that could potentially lie. That's what I want. I want that. I want transparency in all systems. I want to know what's going on, because people are liars. People are liars, and they get paid to do things they're not supposed to do. So if somebody gets, for example, paid off to mess up the voting system, on a blockchain, you can see where that payment came from. I can see who's paying off who. So we got the first mover advantage. We have an extremely small market, and we have true efficiencies that's going to change the entire landscape of human evolution. I believe that this is as important as the printing press itself. I really do believe that, probably even more important. And that's a bold statement. But basically, they have citizens that vote for representatives, senators, and the president. In a DAO, token holders vote on proposals in both system majority rules. So it's similar. Rule of law. Both systems operate based on a predetermined rule. In the United States, we have the Constitution and laws passed by the Congress. In a DAO, we have smart contracts that outline the organization's rules. Transparency. Both systems strive for transparency. In the United States system, laws, votes, and other government proceedings are available to the public. In a decentralized autonomous organization, all transactions and votes are recorded on the blockchain and are also available for anyone to see. I basically talked about this. Now, the differences are one is centralized and one's decentralized. The US government system is centralized. With federal, state, and local levels of authority, a DAO is decentralized with no central authority. Nobody to get paid off. It's decentralized. Flexibility of rules. In the US system, changing laws or constitution is a long and complex process, which I'm going to show you guys. In a DAO, changing the rules, updating a smart contract can be processed and voted on the community and implemented relatively quickly if approved. Why? Because it's more efficient. Accessibility. Participation in US politics is often influenced by geographic location, age, citizenship status. In a DAO, any token holder, regardless of their location, can participate provided they have internet access. Enforcement of rules. In the US system, laws are enforced by institutions like the police and the courts. In a DAO, rules are enforced automatically by the code in a smart contract. You don't need the police knocking on your door for you to pay up somebody for taxes or something like that. It's automatically implemented into the system, and your taxes will be withdrew from your wallet in a cryptocurrency smart contract. So we're talking about massive corporations and institutions that are relevant in this new world. Autonomy. In a DAO, participants can remain anonymous or pseudo-anonymous, whereas in the US system, elected officials and most voters are non-anonymous. So I don't believe this 100% to be the best thing ever, but they have their pros and cons. I personally believe having a face is better, but you can choose. You have the choice now. Now, this is what it actually looks like. So if there's a law, like for example, the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023, It literally goes through Congress. And as you can see at the bottom there, this one became law. So it gets introduced, it gets passed through House, it gets passed through Senate to the president, and then it becomes law. That's kind of the system. And I just want to break this down while we're here. I want to talk about the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023. If you don't know your laws, you should know your laws. You should go to congress.gov and learn what has been passed. There's been a lot of them. There's been a law, I forgot the exact name of it, where essentially people have to start paying their student loans back that have been essentially paused from COVID. You got to start paying your student loans back. So that's something crazy that's going to sideswipe so many people if you're not staying up to date with your laws. But I want to talk about this one specifically because it's going to talk about the super long-term state of the United States and the Federal Reserve and everything. This act also temporarily suspends the debt limit until January 1st, 2025. So we live in a system where we have trillions of dollars worth of debt, and they can pass a law that suspends the payments of the debt. Now imagine if you give somebody all of your bank account money and that person has the power, when you go to him and you're like, hey, pay up, I need my money, you're supposed to pay me monthly interest, that person has the power to suspend it. That is the current state we're living in this economy. We're making a Federal Reserve video. It's extremely deep on a level I've never been before, probably even deeper than this. It will be documentary style. I'm going to try to get it launched on Netflix and other places because of how crazy it's going to be if they allow it. I doubt it. But this video will expose the system and how crooked and cruel it is. Now, a lot of people know it's crooked, but you should know exactly why and how it's crooked because you can make money off of that. If you know exactly the mechanisms that they use, you can predict what's going to happen with the stock market. It's very, very, very accurate as well, too. I just want to say that with a lot of confidence. So Federal Reserve videos coming out soon. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's a trailer you guys can watch. It's going to be crazy. I want that to be the best video I've ever made in my life. But this isn't basically a law that got passed that suspends the debt limit. And it's ridiculous what they could do. There's so many different things they're doing. I'm going to leave this to CoinPix Inner Circle. Here's an example of a cryptocurrency bill by Cynthia Lumens. She has all types of cryptocurrency bills that she tries to pass. Here's just an example. You can go look it up for yourself. It's one of the more popular ones. And this is what a decentralized autonomous organization looks like. This is what a DAO looks like. So here's an example of basically the grant framework proposal, milestone 1, basically being voted for. As you can see on the right, 52.77% of the people voted for this proposal. So they implemented this proposal. Now we're going to be talking about this proposal in the future because the coin that is going to 100x is actually on the Arbitrum ecosystem. I also really like Arbitrum, so we'll talk about that more in the future. It's on multiple ecosystems, but the most liquidity is on Arbitrum. But this is an example of what it looks like. Look at the difference. It's very smooth, a very smooth process, not crazy. You don't really have to go through too many people, and you can see it very clearly who won and who didn't win. So basically, the internet has birthed a revolution of information. Before the internet, we were basically sending note cards. Then when the internet came out, everybody could talk to each other and post on social media. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I think it's both. Now, cryptocurrency has birthed a revolution of everything else. So it stacks on top of the internet, and some people argue it is the third internet, and it essentially makes everything decentralized and way more efficient in every aspect. And it captures all the value and these tokens that anyone can invest in the entire world. It's beautiful, and we're only getting started. But here's the bad news. In 2020, 28% of adults reported they only have a financial cushion of 1 week's worth of expenses. Assuming they lost their main source of income, 25% report they could support themselves for only 1 month. That's the problem. The problem is people are not willing to take this financial education serious. This is why I make these deep videos. This is why I explain it very slow and I answer as many questions as I possibly can. This is why I've dedicated my life to educating people, because what the heck? 25% report they could only support themselves for 1 month. If you lost your job or something happened, you only got 1 month, 25% of people. 60% of US adults have credit card debt. So how could you understand crypto if you just don't understand the basic principles of finance? And this is what I set out to do for you guys, to help you. This is the bad news, is that most people just don't understand finance. 6% of American adults don't have a bank account, and that's in 2021. That blows my mind. People don't even have bank accounts nowadays. That's insane to me. It's time to take advantage, and maybe you fall into one of these categories of your financial education. It's time to take it serious on a level you've never taken it serious before. This is the amazing video series to start and really take advantage. It's not like you're not going to understand the concepts. I'm going to explain it very basic. But again, I want to say it again to you. Head on over to CoinPix Inner Circle if you want to just learn everything ASAP. If you want to wait, we're having a couple videos come out The series is going to be a 3 to 5 video series. The altcoin I'm talking about, I told you I already went 50% of my portfolio, and I released that information in CoinPix Inner Circle. It's time to take your investment education as serious as possible. Your family is relying on you. You yourself, like, look at yourself in the mirror. Like, for real, let's do this. Let's make money, right? I highly recommend you focus your efforts on crypto. So I broke the case down. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. I'm trying to inspire you. I'm trying to light a fire of you really trying to make money, right? And if you're going to do it, if you're going to work as hard as you can, you might as well get the biggest benefit as possible, right? You might as well get the most for your time, right? I'm going to give you even more undeniable proof that cryptocurrency is the best way to make money in the world. Simple answer. Before we jump into that, I believe it's short-term bullish. I believe there's going to be a major dump. I don't know when. This is kind of just like a prediction on the market. Then bullish again long-term. So the major dump, I think, will come out of nowhere. I think it'll be quick. And I have an indicator that I use that will call the actual dump. And this is the overall strategy to everything I'm doing. I just want to say a brief story. I've been in this market for 8 years. I went through the first cycle being very prideful and ignorant. I didn't listen to nobody. I didn't invest in any courses and any educational material. And I just tried to learn it myself for free on the internet by watching YouTubers. I lost everything very, very fast. It was just very fast. I got wrecked very fast. I didn't make as much money as, I should have. I didn't really take advantage of the market. Every way you could have went wrong, I pretty much went wrong. Then the second cycle, I got smart. I started investing in educational courses all over the internet. People that were smarter than me. I started buying books. I started actually buying digital courses. I probably spent over 50 grand on digital courses and different things and educational material. I started buying coaching. I started talking to smart people, and I got really good. And I created something called Fundamental Secrets. So this is level 2 of Fundamental Secrets. So this is me, after all of that, going through my second cycle, making a whole bunch of money in cryptocurrency, coming up with a completely new system that this just came out. And I'm dropping a complete video series in CoinPix Inner Circle, breaking this and dissecting it. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to use this right here, smart. This is all you need to make money in crypto. This is the strategy right here. Seek the market trend, monitor liquidity, altcoin fundamental analysis, risk management, and then track your trade accurately. That is the 5 steps to success in cryptocurrency. And you can remember it by saying smart. Be smart, don't be ignorant. And I want to go over in this video the market trend. We're going to dive into some Bitcoin price predictions and some altcoin price predictions. It's going to blow your mind, a level you've never seen before. And this trend is going to give you some clarity on where I think the market is going to go, which will set us up for, okay, if the market's going up, which I told you already, the market's going up, where's the liquidity going? What altcoins are we going to buy? And then what strategy we're going to use risk management to get the altcoins actually purchased. And then we're going to track the trade accurately, right? So the trend is the first thing. Understanding the trend is the most important thing. So long-term growth potential of cryptocurrency. I believe the top of the next market cycle will be at 1,120 days from today. Now, I made this presentation probably a week ago, so this could be a little bit off. Maybe 1,000, 1,100 days from today. Now, this is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Now, I want to show you this because this is logarithmic regression. Essentially, it's a mathematical equation that predicts the actual price of Bitcoin over a long period of time. And as you can see, it's fairly accurate. And you also can see is that it gets red, right? You can see that the first cycle got red before the first halving. The second cycle got red. The third cycle got red. The fourth cycle got kind of orange red. So if we predict that it's going to get orange, we can see a significant price of $180,000 to $231,000 price of Bitcoin. But wait, before we keep going, I want to explain some details on this price prediction so that you guys can understand how I got it. As I said before, 1,120 days from today. So to get the price prediction of 231,000, 180,000, this orange-red type of situation here, so I actually started from the bottom of the market and went out 1,120 days, and it gave me the date around September 2025. So all I did is go orange around September 2025, and this is where I got this crazy price prediction. Now we're looking at Bitcoin at 26, 27K as of me making this video. So that's pretty significant. That's a pretty significant growth, right? It's amazing. You can make a lot of money off of Bitcoin. In finance, I want to briefly explain it. Logarithmic regression can be used to understand the changing trends of a price chart. This is especially common in cryptocurrency price analysis, as the prices of cryptocurrencies have often shown exponential growth, which would appear as a straight line on a logarithmic scale. So this is something people use to calculate the actual price of crypto assets. Now, if we look at the Ethereum rainbow chart and do something very similar, right, you could see that Ethereum could potentially be $7,000 to $10,000. I've made a prediction on my Instagram as well as on YouTube, where I think it's going to be anywhere from $8,000 to $13,000, right? So that, I believe, is realistic. Now, if we actually look at the first cycle, of Bitcoin, the longest chart you can get, we can see a couple things. First off, we can see the percentage increase, which is like a crazy number. I'm not even going to attempt to say it. And we can also see how long it took from the bottom to the top. Now, if we look at the second cycle, same thing. Second cycle from the bottom to the top, crazy increase. We're talking about 12,000% increase in 1,071 days. We look at the third cycle, we have a 2,000% increase in 1,064 days. So what did you notice? Every single cycle, the increase gets less and less. Now, we can look at the depreciation of it. Actually, I calculated the rate of decrease between these numbers. You can use this formula for yourself if you want to, but essentially, what is the rate of decrease from every cycle top? And from that, I projected that the fourth number will increase by 600%, which I believe is pretty realistic, because if you look at the last cycle, it increased by 2,000%. So if the last cycle increased by 2,000%, 600 seems pretty normal. If every time they lose percentage gain, 600 just really seems accurate, okay? 600% increase over 1,120 days. I averaged out every bottom to top by time, right? That's what I did. And this is crazy, by the way. You can look up hedge funds on Earth. You're not going to find anything like this. That's a 7.6% a month increase. That's 7.6% a month increase. And that's for Bitcoin. And the reason why I put the crying emoji is because Bitcoin is a joke. Bitcoin is not where I believe you should be making money. To be honest, it's too easy. 600% return is a 6x. I know it sounds like a lot, 600% return. You can't find that in the stock market or options trading. I know, trust me, I know. I talk to people all the time about it. You can't find it in real estate. So your people with 600% are probably freaking out, but that is like baby numbers. That is baby numbers in the cryptocurrency industry. And this is a funny chart we have here, which is MicroStrategy, one of the biggest owners of Bitcoin. If they actually had Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, they would literally have $3 billion more dollars. So with their actual decision to buy Bitcoin, because they're Bitcoin maximalists, all they do is talk about Bitcoin. They don't care about anything else. But if they bought Ethereum instead, they would actually have a 61% better advantage. So it's not even, and the crazy part about it is I wouldn't even buy Ethereum. That's where I'm at. But here's a chart of the earnings of Ethereum versus Bitcoin for MicroStrategy. Very funny. And the beauty of this market, again, and this is where I tie it all together. I want you guys to pay attention, take notes, get a sip of water, run the video back if you have to, come back to the video if you're getting tired or whatever the case is. But if you look at the correlation of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins, they're almost identical. The tops and the bottoms are almost identical. They're identical. So what that basically means is that you could look at Bitcoin for understanding the direction of the market and then buy altcoins for the price increase. When Bitcoin jumps up 10%, altcoins are jumping up 10,000%. And the correlation is almost identical, as you can see from the chart right here, which you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet, by the way. This is proprietary information. But look at the tops and bottoms. They're almost identical. The top one is, that's actually Ethereum. The orange one is Bitcoin. And the actual candlesticks is the altcoin, the entire altcoin market. They're all moving with each other, and you can use Bitcoin as an indicator to make a whole bunch of money. Now, this is where I'm going to actually blow your mind, like way more than it's already blown. I know that we're diving deep today. I promise we're gonna dissect the altcoin. We're gonna get into the altcoin. I got to set you up for success. I can't just give you something without actually explaining every single little detail. And again, I will be killing the discount for CoinPix Inner Circle. If you want to get the altcoin now, head on over to coinpixinnercircle.com. I will end the discount after all 3 to 5 videos are released. So when this series is over, the discount is over as well. So I want you guys to take advantage, jump in there, and really take your education serious. But if we look at the cycle top of both cycles, because remember, Bitcoin moves in the Bitcoin halving event. The Bitcoin halving event is essentially a 4-year cycle to where scarcity is built into the Bitcoin price. So I want you to imagine Jordans. If you have a pair of, like a drop, let's say there's a Jordan drop and 100 pairs of Jordans are dropped, right? And let's say hypothetically Jordan decides to burn 30 of them, then those 70 Jordans will actually increase in price. Now, it doesn't work exactly like that for Bitcoin, but there's a mechanism built in that lowers the inflation of Bitcoin, that lowers the amount of Bitcoin that comes out of the actual mechanism. So that lowering, it's not actually inflation, it's just circulating supply. But the lowering is a scarcity element, and people freak out and buy Bitcoin as much as they possibly can every cycle. This is the hack I've talked about in multiple videos. This is what I've been telling you guys for a very long time. This is how I'm able to predict the 4-year cycles and make a whole bunch of money off of cryptocurrency. So you can see the tops are correlated almost identically, even in the cycles. So what I did is I actually looked for every altcoin in 2017 and 2021 in the top 10. I looked at all the altcoins in the top 10. Every single one of them. Why? Because my goal is to make money off altcoins. I have to calculate this 100x. How do I prove that there's 100x without showing something in history that 100x? And I'm going to show you so many coins that if 100x, it's going to blow your mind. It's very common in the cryptocurrency space. So if we look at the actual tops, right? And Bitcoin's only going up by 600%. Ethereum's barely beating it. Altcoins, how much they increase compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, if we look at the 2017 cycle, I'm going to slowly go through this. I have a list that compounds everything. This is the 2017. Yes, I was in this market at that time. I was definitely making so much money off of Ethereum. I got an Ethereum at $37. You can see the coins are there, right? Some of these are familiar. Most of them are not, depending on when you got into the market. Now, if we look at the percentage increases, look at these gains. Bitcoin Cash, I don't even know how I made to the list. It's pitiful. Some of these do not belong in the top 10, but they're there, so I got to talk about them. But look at these percentage increases. Almost every single one 100x'd. Every single one. Look at that. Now, what I did is I actually took the average. So I averaged out every single coin in the top 10 in the 2017 cycle, and we have an average percentage increase of 337,000%. I don't know what else you want, guys. This is the average of the top 10 altcoins. So if you buy an altcoin and it makes it to top 10, there's your 100x. And there's a lot of them that do it. And there's way more than that too. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. There's a lot more that are not on this list. I just took the top 10 because if I analyze every altcoin, it would be ridiculous, right? You can't really do that. So I took the top 10 of the peak of 2017. I even took it further than that. I took the top 10 of 2021. Insane conclusion. Crazy percentages, 100x's. Look. And here's the coins, the new coins. I had some of the old ones from last cycle, but the new coins, look at the percentages, guys. And the average percentage increase was even higher. So what can you draw there? More money is going into altcoins. 800 days, approximately 1.4 million percentage increase. That's insane. So the first cycle, there was 100x's out the yin yang. The second cycle, there was way more 100x's and it went up by higher percentages. What do you think is going to happen the next cycle? And it took less days, I believe, as well. It took on average 800 days. The last one, it took way longer than that. If I'm not mistaken, let's look at it really quickly. Yes, it took 1,120 days from the bottom to the top. So we're talking about a shorter cycle with more money-making potential, right? And we have indicators that we can actually draw from. It's ridiculous. Like, how many times do I have to explain this to you guys? We have the Bitcoin halving event that literally sets people up for success, because the Bitcoin halving event is essentially very predictable, right? So like what do I do? Like, how else do I explain this to you guys? How else can I possibly beat it into your head that if you spend time on crypto, you have the best opportunity for your chance of monetary success in the entire planet? There's nothing else that is better than cryptocurrency investing, trading, and understanding this new emerging market. Making businesses in crypto. Crypto is the answer to a lot of your questions. A lot of you are in finance. A lot of you are having questions about what I should be doing for a living, things of that nature. Look, I'm not saying you're going to be a crypto analyst for the future. I don't know who you are, but I am going to say that if you learn crypto, you might stumble into what you're supposed to do. Why? Because it's everything in one. It's just the future. I've always said it before. I'm not really a crypto guy. I'm just a futurist. Until something comes out that's better, I'll follow that and make money off of that. But right now, cryptocurrency is just the answer. It's the answer to a lot of people's questions. So we talked about this before. It took 320 days less to reach all-time high for the altcoins the second cycle. Altcoins increased on an average of 1 point whatever percentage crazy more than last cycle, right? So altcoins actually went up higher. Now, this is a big one for a lot of people who are actually in this market. There's a big narrative where you should just dollar cost average and hold your altcoins forever. I don't believe in that narrative. If you have altcoins from last cycle, any of the top 10 that you saw on the list, Not financial advice, but I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. If there's any altcoins you've seen on that list, and I just showed you the list, you can scroll back, you can get the PDF in CoinPix Inner Circle. If there's any altcoins that you see on that list, I would not touch it, because most of the altcoins from the first cycle didn't make it to the second cycle. A lot of them went bankrupt and are just completely gone. A lot of them are just completely gone. And they didn't make as much money. So if you hold through this cycle all the altcoins from last cycle, then you're setting yourself up for failure, because like 90% of them do not come back and they don't 100x. And you're wasting a whole another 4 years. I'm trying to save you 4 years of time. Instead of investing into the altcoins that you think are, this is what I did last cycle. This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. This is what I did last cycle. I invested into the same altcoins like Litecoin. I remember I was bullish on Litecoin, bro. It's embarrassing. I don't even want to talk about it. I was bullish on Litecoin. That did not do any numbers at all. It did horrible. Litecoin did horrible. And it was a waste of time and money. So I'm trying to do the same thing for you guys. I know you're like, oh, Litecoin. Yeah, AVAX is way better, bro. Litecoin was the truth back in the day. Litecoin was like way better than every other coin. It was this, like a super strong narrative. Everybody made money off Litecoin. I've seen so many people make money off Litecoin. So you might think that your altcoin is special and really good, but history says and the data says, get rid of that altcoin and start learning how to invest in new assets. New assets that have never been talked about that can actually 100x. New things coming out that can actually 100x. Let me say it again. New things coming out that could actually 100x. What you want to do is you find altcoins that are not top 10 that make it to the top 10. That's how you get your 100x. Most importantly, if you average both cycles together, that's basically a 900,000% increase. And that's like turning $1,000 into $9 million in 960 days. So that's the cherry on top for you guys. If you were doubting cryptocurrency, I have essentially attacked it from every angle possible. I don't think anyone could debate me in the fact that this is the most lucrative asset class in the world and is the best return of your time. Whatever you invest your time in, this is the answer. And I can say that with 100% confidence. That's a rate of 10.8% a month. Some hedge funds, a lot of investment vehicles don't even do 10% a year. And that's 10% a month. Bitcoin increased 600%. That's like turning $1,000 to $6,000. And the honest truth is altcoins is where the money's at. And this is actually where we're going to end the video, where we actually dive into the actual altcoin. So essentially, I'm going to build the case for you. I'm going to be talking about a layer 2. I'll give you a sneak preview, Arbitrium. I haven't invested in Arbitrium yet, but Arbitrium is the layer 2 in which the altcoin is going to be on. So I'm going literally from the top to the bottom. I also want to talk about a chart that I haven't really talked too much about on the internet. It's called the Federal Reserve Playbook. I'm going to expose the Federal Reserve Playbook, and this gives us an indicator of exactly when the market is going to sell off, in my personal opinion. I'll give you a sneak preview, and then later on in the videos, I'll break it down in extreme detail. I'm telling you right now, it's the greatest indicator. I'm not looking at any macro investor or any macro guy. They are all lost. I believe the Federal Reserve is the answer, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. I believe the market's going to go into a full-on bull run because of this chart that I got. The Federal Reserve Playbook, and I know exactly when the market's going to sell off. And I'll show you the evidence of that. I mean, I told you that I was going to give you evidence of all the other stuff we talked about, and leave a comment below. Did I give you evidence? I gave you a significant amount of evidence. So that's pretty much it for this video. So we have the trend that I just broke down to you guys. Then we have the altcoin in which the altcoin is going to be on. And then we're going to talk about the altcoins towards the end. Then we're going to dive into the actual strategy at the end. So you can see why this is going to be a 3 to 5 video series, because it's very extensive. This is essentially a mini course on the internet. I'll be making a playlist. If you want access to all of my buy and sell calls and pretty much everything I'm doing before I release it on YouTube, it's already in CoinPix Inner Circle. Head on over to coinpixinnercircle.com. It's 50% off. The deal ends when this ends. So when this ends, the deal ends. Check it out. It's well worth it. There's people that are getting their money back for trading in like a month or two. It's not perfect. It depends on your discipline and how hard you go, but the money is well worth it. It can save you a lot of time. There's some nuggets in here. I probably saved you guys years of your life, and some of the nuggets I dropped in here. And I also exposed some extreme truths about the cryptocurrency market. Share this with a friend that you've been wanting to get into crypto with, that haven't really jumped into crypto yet. Tell them to watch it through. Like this video, of course, subscribe to the channel. That's pretty much it. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next video.